Yo, what's going on, dudes? This is LEGO Jake here, and welcome to part 11 of our Ben 10 Power Trip Let's Play. We finished off the last episode talking to Ariel Roman, who told us to go across town and speak with our nephew Luis about some business he needs us to attend to. And while we're on the way over there, I don't know if it's just me, but I gotta be honest, it feels like we are getting through these Strudelbeck City missions with no problem, total ease. At least much faster than like the Forest and Grashugel missions. I mean, 3-4 episodes in, and I feel like we are really making some progress here comparatively anyway.
Hey, are you Luis? Your aunt Ariel told me.
Do I know you?
No?
We only talk to people we know. Or people who prove themselves to us.
Fine, whatever. I can prove myself. What do you want me to do?
We have a band. If you can get our album on the radio, we'd let you hang with us.
I'm on it.
Well, Jesus Christ, boys, we did it. We found the Strudelbeck City edgelords. We found them. I seriously was dying when I was playing this. I was like, who are these people? I literally was laughing so hard in my chair while I was playing. I literally was in tears while I was playing this. I was laughing so hard. And to get back on topic, yes, you heard them. Our mission here is to get their probably terrible song on the Strudelbeck radio. So we gotta head downtown to do just that. And we're gonna actually do it SpongeBob and Patrick style whenever he gets his pointy point song on the radio. So we gotta literally go to the top of a radio tower and just connect its signal to boost all around the city and force everyone to listen to this god-awful song. I suppose while we're on the topic of random songs and music and stuff, I haven't done a question of the day in a while because really I just forget and whatever, I'm a terrible person I guess. But question of the day, this episode, bada boom, what kind of music genres do you guys listen to? Who are some of your favorite artists? Maybe you just listen to video game music, like maybe you listen to the soundtrack of this game, or maybe you listen to like theme songs and stuff from movies and TV shows and junk, and in that case, maybe you still listen to Ben 10 stuff. I personally listen to a lot of hip-hop and some poppy type music, a lot of rock and roll and stuff like that. Like I guess I really just don't listen to like country and you know, like I suppose there are some levels of like pop and rap I'm not really into, like Cardi B for instance. Okay, just not into it. She is a bit of an icon as an individual, though. Gotta give her that. It's very quotable. I'm just not really into the music side of things. Make that very clear. And I gotta say, this has been one laughter-filled and random conversation-filled episode up to this point. It's very, very interesting. But I mean, there's not much to say about the gameplay. You can see we're scaling the buildings with XLR8 and Shock Rock. It's the same sort of stuff we were doing in the last episode with these big skyscraper-type buildings. It's a little tough, you know. Sometimes if you could worry about falling off, but the controls are pretty decent in this game. They're pretty solid. The hardest thing about this game, as I've mentioned a million times, is the lag, and honestly I wasn't experiencing a ton of it while playing through this part, so frankly I think you should be pretty solid. Most of the parkour and stuff is pretty simple and pretty fun. I guess I would say be careful on this part because, you know, maybe you'll speed off as XLR8 and then, you know, fall right off a building, and you're not going to kill yourself because I don't think there's any fall damage, but you're definitely going to have to restart, I'll tell you that much. And I think I can speak for everybody when I say no one likes restarting long sections of video games. It's always annoying. But while we're on the topic of XLR8 and now Shock Rock, because we just switched to him, I just want to say it's kind of funny how in one of my very early episodes of this Let's Play, I mentioned how Forearms is my favorite alien, and he still is by far, but he is absolutely not my favorite to play as in this game. His power is that he can move some rocks around. His strength is pretty solid. I gotta give him that. If you hit, like, the giant enemies that are armored, if you hit them in the back, he takes them out pretty quick, and as for little peons, he can pretty much destroy them, but he's pretty average, below average of a character in this game. So far, I prefer every other character for combat stuff.
All right. Not bad.
You're so cool, man.
You can hang with us, dude.
Alright!
What's that note you got there?
We know everything about the mediums of might.
Okay, so where can I find them?
In the mediums of might comic books, they aren't real.
Yeah, they're a group of 3 magicians who team up to forge 4 magical crystals and scatter them across the country, all over.
I'm not so sure these are just comic book characters.
The comic follows their whole saga. The last issue comes out today, actually.
I bet that would tell me how their evil plan ended. I'll go check to see if the comic book shop has it in yet.
Right on, Ben. Bring it right back to us if you get a copy.
Alrighty, so I guess we need to nerd out and go get some comic books from the comic book shop, but one quick question for you fellas. How are you gonna have a song get played on the radio? 3 people in a band, and no singer, just instruments?
Hey Gwen, what's up?
Hey Ben, check your mission log. There are some new side missions available in this region.
Why don't you just leave me alone, Gwen? I'll take care of side quests when I feel like taking care of side quests, and right now I really don't feel like taking care of side quests, so get off my butt. Am I right? Because we gotta keep it PG around here.
Hello. I need a copy of the latest issues of the Mediums of Might.
You and everybody else in Strudelbeck City. I'm very sorry, kid. We are sold out. The delivery truck just left, though. Maybe you could convince the driver to sneak you a copy.
Worth a try.
Now you listen to me, you unibrow Jack Harlow looking boy. I want one comic. I saved this city. I am the only person doing just about anything, and you can't spare one comic for me. I just gotta go and chase around this truck, and there are apparently other people just stopping in the middle of the street to try to prevent me from getting one comic. These people are not very grateful for all the things that Ben does for them, I'll tell you that much. But while we're racing around here as XLR8, and his speed is really proving itself right now, it's really had me thinking lately, because all we had until we had XLR8 was Ben with his scooter, and I mean, it was decently fast. Obviously, XLR8 is way faster, but I'd really be interested in somebody doing some sort of a test where they, like, run from one side of the map to the other on a scooter and as XLR8. Maybe I'll have to do that myself one day, just to test how significant of a difference it is, because you can still jump over big gaps and stuff as Ben on his scooter, so it's kind of weird that the speed doesn't affect that. I'd like to know just how long it takes from, like, Strudelbeck to Grashugel as both of them.
Monsters
No, I'll
nearby!
never make it to Ocean starting time for me next delivery.
Hey there. Need some backup?
Please.
I mean, don't mention it. I'll definitely help. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's Ben's job. But, you know, what is stopping him from just sort of backing up and running those monsters over and just destroying them under his tires and then pulling out and driving away? I guess the big guy maybe will be able to stop him, but are these monsters really concerned about this comic book truck, or are they just here possibly pumping their own gas? Did anybody, anybody ask them that? Maybe Ben's just coming and disturbing the peace and killing these monsters. Maybe these monsters aren't even the enemies. Maybe Ben is the enemy. Maybe these monsters were trying to assimilate into society, and Ben is just annihilating them one by one. These humans didn't even give these monsters a chance. Maybe it's like Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Maybe they're nice guys. Give them a chance for once. Nah, screw all that. Let's brutally kill them.
Wow, didn't expect that. Thanks.
My pleasure, sir. But in return, maybe you could give me just one copy of the latest issue of Mediums of Might?
Sure thing, kid. Here you go.
Comic acquired. Time to go back to the edgelords of Strudelbeck. And it's kind of funny how Ben said, my pleasure, because what do the people at Chick-fil-A always say? My pleasure. Which leads me to a second question of the day. To make up for the fact that I just haven't had one in a long time, what is you guys' favorite restaurant and fast food restaurant? Ironically enough, my favorite fast food restaurant is most definitely Chick-fil-A. That is just too banging. I could literally go and eat like a 30-count nugget and a large fry. And the lemonade, oh my god, all to myself. Don't even start with me. And then best sit-down restaurant, easily Red Lobster. Or there's this place that's near me that I think is more of a local place that serves like a seafood and Japanese and Chinese like buffet. It is super lit, so that's probably my favorite sit-down place. But, you know, for known places, I would say Red Lobster. But this is going on a long tangent.
Is that it? Issue number 34?
Let's see. It looks like the magicians are preparing to use the crystals for some kind of spell.
Let me see. Oh, look. They're finally going to take over the world. Alright.
And then a little boy shows up. He's nice to them. The magicians realize their spell would punish the people who would love and appreciate them given the chance. So they hide the power crystals throughout their country, hoping no one ever finds them again.
So deep.
There's the tablet Gwen found too. Looks like they wrote a bunch of their secrets there. If someone did find the crystals again, they could use them to do some real damage. I'm one step closer to understanding what happened here. I mean, in the comic. I should let Ariel in on what I found here.
So if those comics are actually telling the truth and telling like a vague story of a prophecy of what's actually going on in the world, and that's issue 34, I kind of want to check out issues 1 through 33. Who's with me? Also, we boosted up our toughness a little bit, so go ahead and try to punch me. I will take it like a man of steel. And I'm not even talking about Superman, because that's a completely different franchise.
My story is hot off the presses and ready to be delivered. You should take a look at the front page.
Oh yeah, I'm famous!
These papers just need to be out the door before... Oh no. My editor will be here in just a few minutes. Do you think you could help me deliver them?
Leave it to me.
Well, Ariel Roman, look at you. You kept your word. You told us at the beginning of all these missions that we would be on the front page of the paper if we helped out, and after all this time and effort, we finally got what we deserved. Our front page on the paper, and now we need to go deliver 40 of them all around Strudelbeck City, and this is actually a really fun mission. It kind of reminds me weirdly of Grand Theft Auto in some ways, and a little bit like Crazy Taxi because of the arrows, but it also leads me back to accelerate speed is very interesting, and this mission gives you so much time, 5.5 minutes, and I think I complete it in like a minute and a half. So you probably could do this as Ben on a scooter. I mean, it doesn't lock off any of your other aliens, it looks like, so it doesn't look like there'd be anything stopping you from doing that, so very, very interesting. Maybe someone could test to see just how long, because there's a timer there. You wouldn't even need to really, like, try. You could just watch how long it takes. How long would it take to complete this mission as Ben in comparison to XLR8? It's just a weird test that I'm very interested in, because XLR8 certainly does feel intensely faster, but you know, Scooter Ben did do us some he helped us out for a long time, so I gotta give him some credit. But anyway, dudes, with that, I kind of feel like you understand what this mission is, where it's going, where it's been, and I'm gonna go ahead and just cut until we're at the last couple newspapers, so we don't have to see just running, right? Because that's boring, so I'll see you there.
2,000 years later.
Alrighty, here we are at the end, just 3 more newspapers to collect. 3, 2, 1, got him.
Hex! You won't get away this time.
Oh, more running?
1 eternity later.
And after all that running, we've made it. You're never gonna get away with this, Hex. Please stop running, not just because you won't get away, but please, I just don't want to run anymore.
You won't get away with this, Hex.
Too late, Ben. You couldn't catch me even with that silly alien of yours.
Well, joke's on you, Hex, because it's not that silly alien, it's 4 silly aliens, so you might want to get your facts straight, bro. I'll go into your void rift and prove you completely wrong in the next episode. See everyone there.